What's going on, Mr. Thomas Weaver? Welcome, 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 welcome. Brian's welcome. We just hanging out, man. It's another blessed day. I had some downtime, so I said, hey, it's been a while. It's been a long time since I've done the live show. What's going on, Miss Linda Barker? Welcome. Thank you for coming to hang out. But yeah, it's been a while since I've done a live stream. Man, it's been a long time. But had some downtime, like I was saying, and I said, hey, it's another blessed day. So let's come hang out for a little bit. Gives me a chance to connect with everyone or reconnect with everyone, I should say. And we can just hang out and talk about whatever you guys want to talk about on this another blessed day. So how are all of you doing? Let me know how you guys have been. What's going on in your part of the world? You know what's going on in mine. Clocking these miles. Keeping America rolling. It's just about how I look at it. Good. Thomas, Brian, New Horizons, Miss Susan, hello. Thank you for coming in. B&D, what's up, man? Good morning to you. We are just hanging out. I know it's been a while since you guys have seen my face by myself, you know. So, hey, since I enjoy every blessed day, and I hope that you guys do the same, come hang out with old Blake for a minute. Let me know what's going on. I am in Marietta, Georgia. That is where I'm at right now, hanging out here. It's a little cloudy. I guess we're supposed to have some storms. That's cool because then I don't have to go to the truck wash. I can let the natural weather do the washing for me. How those Smoky Mountains, Miss Sue? Oh, wait a minute, you're not even there. Are you there in Tennessee still? Hey, Miss Linda Barker. If the family drama is low, that is such a blessing because sometimes family can be the worst. Oh my goodness gracious. Ooh wee. Ooh, Miss Linda Barker. I'm trying to tell you, family can be just. You would think that family would be the best support group, or the best encircling, but sometimes they're your worst enemy. You're in a lot of pain, D&D. Hey, listen, you in the right place if you heard. Hey, we can all sit and pray about your pain. You know, we know the number one doctor in the universe. Heal the sick, raise the dead. That's all I know. That is what I know. But even though you in pain, another blessed day, right? Cleveland. Miss Linda, ain't it getting chilly up there? Up there in Ohio, it's starting to get a little chilly, ain't it? Teenage Grinch. Oh my goodness gracious. Hey, we love the grandbabies, but ooh wee. Sometimes they get too big for their own britches. and they just need a little, correction. Need to get put back on the straight and narrow. You know. Hello, Miss Amy. I see your little eyeballs. I see your little eyeballs. Yeah, had a little downtime. I said, oh, everybody else is racking up these, this live stream interaction. So I was like, hey, let's see what's going on around here in this live world. Yeah, I'm just hanging out here in Georgia, chilling out. Had a little downtime. Hoping this storm rolls through the wash my truck. Got to be presentable at all times. Can't be looking ragged. No, we can't do that. I see some of y'all, when y'all do y'all live streams, some of y'all be all, especially the lady, they be all dialed up. I mean, they got on nice, outfits and makeup and everything else. You know, I'm just trying to tell you, I'm just t-shirt, hat, my lanyard, gotta have that. What we got? B&D, let me see. Yeah, esophagus has been in bad condition a few days now. Had to go to two doctors in the ER yesterday. Can't eat much of anything. I will B&D, like I said, we know the ultimate healer. So let's take a moment right now, right? Because you're here. And let's seize the moment to talk to the Father, to touch you, right? Because you're here right now. You are letting us know that you have an issue, right? So let's go to him right now. Yeshua, in your precious name, one of your children is hurting. As you can see, his esophagus has been bothering him, and he's having a little bit of difficulty. But in your name, Yeshua, you are the ultimate healer. And we ask right now in your name that you will touch him, bless him, and heal him. And just bring him comfort, Father, that he will be at ease. In your name, Yeshua, we pray this prayer. Amen. All right. Now you walk in that, and you on your own communicate with him about your healing, about your affliction is the better word, your affliction. And talk to him about you being in pain and about your affliction. Because we can pray for you all day, right? But you have to believe that you can be healed. And that is the most important part. One doctor he went to was a childhood friend. She said, my liver enzymes are really high. I made an appointment with the GI doctor on Monday for both. Okay, got it. All well and fine. But I'm telling you, brother, we got the ultimate healer. The doctors, I get it. They have a position, right? But even doctors can be amazed by miracles. We don't know, but all of a sudden your numbers are changed, and we don't know what's going on. I know what's going on, right? They may not know what's going on, but yeah, just know that he can touch you and heal you in a blink of an eye. But you have to have the faith and trust that he can do it. That he can do it. There you go, man. I'm trying to tell you. So Thomas, you left Georgia for Maryland 3 years ago. Hey, are you over there by what's his name? The Air Force team. You over there by the Air Force dude, Thomas Weir? I need to get over there to see him. He always, when I talk to him, we talk good about RVs and all of that stuff. But you know, I got a lot of patience, and I want to say every week he's increasing my knowledge about this RV stuff and buying an RV and being prepared and enjoying it and doing all those things. It's going to be a great thing when we get our RV. I'm just not going to pay the crazy prices that they're asking right now due to this, what they call it, an RV shortage, right? That's how that works. Anytime society puts the word shortage on anything, look out. That's right. Hey, I'm trying. The power of prayer is unstoppable. But now it takes two things, though. It takes two things: prayer, right, and that individual's faith. Because remember, at all times, right, he's sitting there with his arms extended to us. And then a lot of times we aren't reaching out to him because there's a disconnect in that faith part. There's a disconnection in that faith part. And what ends up happening is, you know, he wants to do for us, but we don't trust in him to do it. And if we don't trust in him to do it, then why should he do it? You know, sometimes that's the part that, you know, people don't understand. You know, what's that saying? You know, it takes two to tango. Yeah, it takes two to tango. Even in prayer and healing, you know, sickness, everything, you know, finances, whatever it is, it takes two to tango. It takes two to tango. But yeah, what else we got going on today, folks? Once again, man, I thank all of you for taking time out of whatever you had going on to sit and hang out for a little bit. You know, I try to soak up each and every day and be thankful for it because, you know as well as I do, tomorrow is never promised. So I soak up each day the best that I can. But you walk in that faith, B&D, Brian, and you know that he can and will comfort you. What's going, Miss Linda Barker? You mighty quiet in here today. Are you busy? Are you sipping on what time? I don't what time is it? About 10 where you're at? Are you sipping on your morning coffee? Miss Amy, I know you like that. I know you like that morning Java. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I got your message to you, Miss Amy. I got your message. Ah, yes. Oh, you just came from your old comfort zone to your new comfort zone. Oh, sipping on cold water. Oh, you don't do coffee. Well, all right. You don't do coffee. What about tea? I like a good cup of hot tea. You know, sometimes coffee's too much. So I enjoy a nice hot cup of tea. Yeah. Hey, Miss Amy, that just came to me right here. You left your old comfort zone, picking up your stuff from your old comfort zone to set up your new comfort zone. That just popped in here just like that. Yeah. Both spaces are beautiful places. But no matter where you go, no matter what you do, Miss Amy, it's going to be your new comfort zone. Yeah, you use the quote, nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I'm possible. Hey, I tell anybody, man, Yeshua and Elohim, right? Yahweh, God, whatever you feel comfortable calling them, they do not make mistakes. Society will have you thinking that something, how you were born, something you, whatever. I mean, it's so crazy out here. And it's not really society, it's evil. Evil will have you thinking that something in your life or whatever was a mistake. But I want to meet the person that can try to tell me or convince me that Yeshua and Elohim made a mistake. It was easy, right, Miss Amy? When you finally, I told somebody this yesterday, and I got a story to tell you. I'll talk about it in a second here. But when you finally surrender yourself to the kingdom, life becomes so much more understandable. So much more understandable, right? My thing was a can of Coke in the morning, but I quit. Haven't had one in over a month. I'm sleeping better. Hey, congratulations, Miss Linda. Congratulations on that accomplishment. See, something so small that people think is so minute can have such an impact on your life, on our life, because it applies to a lot of any of us, right? A can, one little can of Coke has enabled you to sleep better, to have a more peaceful rest, when you lay down. Can't beat it, you know, can't beat it. We need to stop relying on mankind and start relying on God. Yes, Miss Amy, I'm telling you, man, I say it 1,000 times. Mankind is set up to fail. I don't care what kind of platform they set for society or for themselves, for their campaign, whatever it is designed to fail. What's going on, Mr. James C? Thank you for hanging out with me, sir. I really appreciate it. Did you polish up that shoe on your leg yet? I'm going to ask. But let me see, B&B. I had heard of the quote that was written on the wall of an inner city school. It goes like this: God doesn't make any junk. Hey, I'm trying to tell you, Brian, boy, you on the money today. He don't make mistakes. Think about, let's use one word, doubt. Think how powerful doubt is for evil. If evil can just plant, and you can't even see between my fingers, right? If evil can plant that much doubt in your mind about something, think how that cripples people. Woody, what's up, man? Thank you for coming to hang out. I had some free time. I ain't done one of these lives in, man, it's been what, months? You know? Uh, yeah, it's been months. So since I had a little free time here, I said, let me come on up on here. And I just felt in my spirit that someone somewhere just needed a little encouragement. They needed to see a smile, needed to know that they're loved and that, they're appreciated and that they are valuable. So I hit this button. I'm trying to live like you guys here. Yeah. But yeah, mistakes happen when we get in the way. What's going on, Weekend Arvin? Is that James? Better not be Millie. You better be laying down healing somewhere, Millie. This is you. But let me tell you, let me give you an example. Two examples of the power of the kingdom when you are obedient, right? So I had to recently go and do some loads for Walmart, right? And I'm honest with you, right? I dislike it so much. It's just one of those things going in and out of those stores, delivering that stuff is just like pain to me. It's painstaking. But I had to be obedient because it was on my spirit. You know, hey, stop complaining, go and do it. Stop complaining, go and do it. Right? So I I'm like, okay. So I head there to the distribution center, right? Normal check-in. Pull up, let them know why I'm there because we have a terminal there. I, and they're like, all right, you're good. Hey, you gotta go. Hop out your truck. You gotta go back there because they gotta scan your forehead, your temperature. Make sure you're not running no fever. You ain't got none of that sickness, right? So I get out the truck and I'm my normal self, right? I'm the same way every day. I tell people good morning, ask them how they're doing because I think that is so valuable, right? I walk into the trailer and I asked the person, and hey, good morning, how you doing today? And they looked at me, right, and they just started to. And I'm like, are you okay? And then this person proceeded to let me know that they were having a bad day. And I said, well, listen, I've got time. Let's help you get through whatever is affecting you, whatever you're being afflicted by. And so, needless to say, and this is how the Holy Spirit, will will use you if you allow it to. By the time we got finished talking, and I don't know this person from a can of paint, okay? Their exact words to me were, there's something about you that is so peaceful, and I feel safe talking to you, right? Now, mind you, this is a total, I just got the chills. This is a total stranger. And I fought going there because I don't like doing it. But he needed me to go there to come across that person in that trailer. Because out of all of the people that go past there, right, no one stopped, or no one even bothered. I should say they all stopped because they got to get the forehead scan. But no one bothered to just ask, how you doing today? Right? So we talked. I prayed for that person, and I asked him to touch that person and remove whatever was afflicting them in their work, home. I don't care. It didn't matter. And then I went back and saw them the next day. Let me tell you, they said to me when they got home, it was a different atmosphere. They were able to be at peace when they got home. And that night, when they laid down to go to sleep, that was the best sleep they had gotten in a long time. Their head hit the pillow and they were just able to fall asleep. Nothing, swirling around in their head, thought, what should I do, this and that. If I had been disobedient, I don't know what would have happened to that person. I don't know. And but if we allow him to use us, you'd be amazed at who you will come across that just needed you to say, good morning. The Father loves you. Hey, let's stop and pray about this right now. Don't wait, let's pray about this right now, whatever's going on. And my continued prayer for that individual is that he will show them that, yes, I'm real. I am with you. All you have to do is reach out to me. Because he's got his arms always stretched out to us. It's us that get sort of short armed, and we're like, I don't know, I can probably handle this myself. And the truth is, we can't handle it by ourselves, not one bit. Yeah, Arkansas man, he is amazing. And this walk that I'm on, being in this rig, it is it floors me. Is the best way I can put it. Sometimes it just floors me. I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, B&D, if you have faith, even as small as a mustard seed, nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. There's no mistakes. There's no errors. And if you think that you were a mistake or that you were designed wrong, I'm telling you, you need to seek out the kingdom of heaven because you have been lied to for however long. And the truth for you will be revealed to you when you open up and you seek it. You know, RV for four, what's going on? Hey, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. We just hanging out. I ain't done a live stream in a long time, RV for four. But hey, I watched your hey, y'all busy with that remodel. Man, let me tell you. You should have just called the manufacturer and said you wanted it custom built. Pick out your what's those paint what they call them? You paint swatches. I forget what they call them. I just know they like little cards that you can hold up to something and be like, oh no, that's the wrong tone. That's not the right whatever. But I'm trying to tell you, yeah, y'all been busy up in there making that thing your own. Hey, y'all might want to start a remodel business. Hey, I'm trying to tell you, man, when I see, and I know people around that campground had to be looking over there like, good night. Huh? All your furniture just laid out there. Y'all going in and out, you know, paint and drills and everything else. But yeah, you might have a future in the RV remodeling business. You know, I'm trying to tell you, because y'all was getting after it, man. Y'all was surely getting after it. Yeah. Hey, Arkansas, man, I got to say, them cookies you and Miss Woodcutter did, boy, they look magically delicious. Hey, I love the snacks. I'm trying to tell you. Hey, I love the snacks. Man, oh boy, oh boy. You know, I can't wait for our homestead is the best way I could put it. I can't wait for our blessing of the land and the home. It's going to be a wonderful thing. It is going to be a wonderful thing. And then y'all can come and hang out, and we can get on a boat and do some fishing. Hey, what do they call it? A fresh catch and cook? Yeah, we can do a fresh catch and cook. You know, I seen you. Hey, I seen you was just you couldn't get it in the chute fast enough, man. Well, I'm trying to tell you, it's like your hand was shaking. It was so delicious. You know, I'm trying to tell you, man. Oh, they look good. Yeah. We can. Hey, is that Millie or James? I don't know if I missed it. Let me know if that's Millie or Jay. Got to make sure with them too. because Millie, she a super trooper. If she could have a camera in there during surgery, she probably would. Yes, indeed. Talking to the people while having surgery. Mm, mm, mm. But hey, any update on your truck here, brother? I'm still praying for that, but I know that everything that's going on is it's His will for a reason. There's a reason and there's a purpose. There's a reason and there is a purpose. Yeah, still down to knowing this set. Mm. Hey man, maybe He has a new truck in store for you for whatever reason. I know you bought a new truck, but maybe He has another new truck in store for you. I mean, that just came here, right? I'm just talking out loud, you know. Don't know. Sometimes, and Amy, you can relate with this. Sometimes it's like when there's right when they start a boxing match, the bell ding ding ding. It's like it's ding ding ding. Sometimes it's all day. Sometimes it's part of the day. Sometimes it's at night. It's like ding. You know. Oh man. Oh. Sometimes it's just like that. I'm trying to tell you. It's like I get knocked upside the head, man. Oh. Sometimes it's not that it's too much, but it's just overwhelming sometimes. But it's overwhelming because in my own capacity, it seems like it's overwhelming. Any of you ever feel like that? Like you got a bunch of stuff rushing in, right? And you're trying to, you know, he feeds you a lot, and you're trying to line it up like, okay, well, and you start feeling like this, you know. But man, but I'm telling you, he's working. He's working. He's doing it, and he's doing it at his will and his time. Um, and he's giving me, allowing me to see like daily reminders of his presence. You know, I walk in a place, I drive into a place yesterday. I get out the truck to check in, and out of nowhere, the person working there just asked me to pray for him. Okay, can you pray for me? Yeah, okay. What am I praying about? I mean, that's kind of empty. I know you tired of I know you tired of waiting, brother. I know you tired of waiting. But but you know, you know his love, his grace, and his mercy, man. And you know that he'll never leave you, nor forsake you. And what he's doing it in his time. In his time. And for us, because we're in our flesh, right, it can be frustrating, it can be um aggravating, it can, because you feel like you're what's the word, in limbo. But when he finally reveals what it was all about, that is when we have like this, oh, that's what it was. This big, now I get it. Now I understand. He may need to check. Thank you, RB, for four. He may need to check the batteries in his watch. Yeah, man. Hey, let me tell you, Mark, when I retired from the military, right? My plan, check this out, right? My plan was to sit back, right? Enjoy the boat, my zero turn mower, mow the grass, hang out, got the security company, do, an install a day because I don't need to kill myself, right? Doing that stuff. That was my plan, right? But then this plan is what really happened. This plan is what really happened. And I got let me show you how he did it, man. I got out the military free and done, right? Got my CDL free and done. Walked into this door with this company free and done. No, oh, we need to check. We need to, nope, just everything was just, right? When everyone else that hired on with this company was getting a used truck, right? One that, had 200, 300, 400,000 miles on it. I got a brand spanking new truck. Not only did I get a brand spanking new truck, I got a brand spanking new truck twice. I got a brand new truck. The first one was a International LT, brand new, right? Plastic still on the seats. Had that one for 6 months or so, and then it started having like mechanical issues that the internationals are known to have. And I told him, I said, listen, I can't do this, man. This truck, every couple of weeks it's in the shop for days, and I just can't function and operate like this, right? So they said, all right, let's see what we can do. Now, normally when they say that, they throw you in the first used truck that's available, right? They called me and said, hey, okay, we're going to get you a rental car. Head over here and pick up this truck. Okay, well, what kind of truck is it so that I know, so that I can be prepared? Um, it was a 2019, right? Freightliner Cascade. Once again, no, the only miles on it was for them bringing it from the dealership to the yard. I think it was like 70 miles on it, right? That they had to bring it. Plastic still on the seats, brand new, untouched. I'm trying to tell you, man, when he lays it out, right? He lays it out. I'm listening to these other drivers. Oh, they gave me this and that, and man, I want a brand new truck. I didn't have to go through none of that. I didn't have to ask for a new truck. I didn't have to jump through no hoops. He laid them out for me, not only once, but twice, you know, because all I did was pray and ask the Father to give me a reliable truck that I can be in and do his will. And it was a blessing, man. It was truly a blessing. You're welcome, RV for four. Hey, man, thank you for starting your RV remodeling business. Speaking it into your life. Right there. Speaking it into your life. Because I'm telling you, that video that you guys did, removing all that stuff and painting and wallpaper and all that stuff, there are people that have been wondering and waiting to do it, but fear or them being unsure and don't want to tear up their RV has been causing them not to move forward. And you and your family are so personable, and you do things in a way that you show it. You're not fancy. You're not super. You're just everyday people that are tuning something to your own liking. And that video is going to help a lot of people because a lot of people don't have money to get a brand new RV, especially at the inflated prices that they're selling them now because of this, you know, high demand and shortage. Okay, Arkansas Woodcutter, no problem, man. Yep, give me a ring. Um, this RV shortage, and so they don't have, 30, I don't know, 20, 30, $40,000, dealerships are asking MSRP. Oh, this is the only one we got in stock. So the used market is going to see that blow up, and people are going to, that want to get into camping, they're going to buy these used ones and say, well, I can remodel it. And then they're going to see your video, right, on tearing all the furniture out and painting, and they're going to make it their own. And I thank you for that. I thank you and your family for that, because that's very important. Showing people how to, basically balling on a budget, right? Not, hey, I'm just honest. Best way easy way I can put it. I'm just honest, and I believe, people deserve credit for, some things. People deserve credit, and it's not, it's not all glitz and glamour and fancy, whiz bangs and all that stuff. Hey, just average people trying to accomplish something, you know. And there are a lot of channels out here that they're good channels without all of the, I call them disturbed to me, right? Just me. But a lot of channels have disturbances. Like there's so much going on and there's so much into it, right? That it takes away from just the simple video. Just do the simple video. People will get it, but it's like trying to outdo the other and everybody's trying to outdo and outdo and outdo, and then it just ends up being a wash because it's just so much that the actual you lose focus of the plain content. Yeah. Let's see. What you say, Linda Barker? Sometimes when my car breaks down, especially when my granddaughter's car breaks down, I think that's an accident. Yeah. Hey, Miss Linda, let me tell you, I'm glad you brought that up. I think that I had to, my brother reminded me of this. Whenever I go and I'm, trying to pick up a load or something like that, and it's late or it's not ready or whatever the case may be, and, the fleshly side of me wants to be angry and disappointed, like, hey, I'm on a time crunch, But my brother had to remind me of this. If you were delayed for whatever reason, you were delayed for a reason. What's up, Miss Rhonda? Thank you for coming. Thank you for hanging out with us. Hey, and I had to remind myself of that. Like, you know what? You got a point. Like, why, if in my own mind, if I have a set schedule and that set schedule, goes to the wind, that is a possible accident or whatever the case may be that he needed to save me from. Because when I get up every morning, before this truck moves, I read my word of the day. I thank him for the day, and I pray for safe travels, not only to me, but for everyone and those around me. Right? And I had to be reminded of that because, I get sometimes, right? I get in this trucker mentality, hey, get out the way. This needs to get where it needs to go. But I have to be reminded sometimes that, hey, this ain't about you. This isn't about me. And I know that now. Me being in this truck is not about me. It's about I needed to do his will. And it needed to be in this atmosphere. If I wouldn't have got in this truck, I wouldn't be doing this. We wouldn't have come across each other, right? Me and all of the YouTube world like this and all of you wonderful people there. And it makes it easier. But thank you for that, Miss Linda. Thank you for that reminder. Our before we are just a family that stays together and God has blessed us. Yeah, and it shows. It shows how much of a blessing your family has and how much of a blessing you are to others. To others. That's important. You you truly are a blessing to others. And um you're using this platform, the YouTube platform, you're using it in a way that is going to show the world that that's also important. You're not your family is you can see that your family is first, and you just want to show others that hey, listen, we're an average family and we can make it, and we can do these nice things, and it doesn't cost a bunch of money. You just got to be smart about how you're doing it and understand the limitations of what you can do and when you can do it and how you can do it, and then just fit it all in. Just fit it all in. Yeah, so yeah, man, he delays us for a reason. Hey, you see, hey, thanks for the reminder. I'm trying to tell you, Miss Linda, thank you for the reminder. See how quick he did that? That went to Linda, came out into the chat, right? And it fed a bunch of us. Just like that. He delays us for a reason. And I had to get out of my own way and be reminded of that. Like, hey, listen, because out here I see there's so many wrecks. Yesterday, there was an RV. It was on the other side of the highway, in Atlanta there, by the airport. There was an RV that flipped over, ended up on its side up under the bridge by the airport. It was on the other side of the highway. When I was passing it, it had already, been there for all the police and the tow truck with the crane. But I mean, I've missed a lot of accidents coming down the hill, the mountain in somewhere in Pennsylvania. Uh, it was raining, people were going too fast. Truck slammed on the brakes, jackknifed across the highway. And I mean, I was coming down the hill and I keep my CB on. And they started coming over the radio telling, hey, slow down, there's a wreck at the hill. And I mean, I had missed that wreck. It had to have been maybe 2 minutes ahead of me. As I was coming down the hill, they told me to slow down because there's a wreck up there. And it was around a blind, you came down the hill and around a corner, a blind corner, and then it was down at the bottom there. So, yeah, he definitely looks out for us, and we have to understand that hey, if you trying to rush to the store or to the wherever, and you get delayed, you might be getting saved from something. And unfortunately, there were other people involved, but he kept you from being involved for a reason, and that is truly important. All right, man, get going. I know you got stuff to do on your homestand there, but hey, as always, thank you for coming to hang out, man. I really appreciate it. I do. I really appreciate it. Well, oh, Natalia, happy birthday. Sure. How old she gonna be? Another blessed year, I'm trying to tell you. How old she gonna be? Let us know. Hey, everybody, let's say happy birthday to Natalia. Is that how you say her name? I want to make sure I'm saying it right. It's her birthday this weekend, right? Yeah, how old is she gonna be? Put it on up in there, let us see it. 11. Oh, she almost a grown up. Good night. 11. I know you remember when she was like this, don't you? And now 11 years later, she up in their pain, you know, doing her little thing, bobbing her head to the music, you know. Yeah. But hey, hey, is she watching right now? Let me see. I know you're on here, but is she watching right now? Can she hear me? Can she hear me now? Yeah. Let me know if she can hear. Children are very important. They are the future. Children are being born with gifts that people weren't thought possible, and they're being born with these gifts for a reason for what's to come. Yes, indeed. And it is very important that you keep that family structure so that they don't go astray. Because the world will have them out here, evil will have them out here in the world doing whatever and giving them a thumbs up for it. Oh, she's now taller than mom and she's watching. Okay, hey, Miss Natalia, right? Are you ready? I'm going to sing you happy birthday because birthdays are important. You've been blessed with another year. You're there with your family. Everybody's together. Everybody's happy. And that is priceless. That is priceless. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Natalia. Happy birthday to you. There you go. Happy birthday, young lady. I'm glad that he blessed you with another year and that you are encircled in that family. That's very important. But there you go. Let's see. I'm just scrolling because I got the phone here and then my tablet over here to make sure I don't miss things. It's very important. Very important. I don't want to miss nothing. I just scroll up and scroll back down. So, I know I was Miss Rhonda. I know you're in here. What you got going on today, Miss Rhonda? Hmm. Inquiring minds want to know. Inquiring minds want to know what Miss Rhonda has going on today. Get lost. Get lost. Gonna post it on Instagram. Hey, you're very welcome. Yeah, you're very welcome. Yep, yep. I'm glad. Hey, that birthdays are important. Every day is important, especially if you make it another year. That is super important. That is super important. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh, I'm doing it. Got you live tonight, and now you have 500. You got 500 friends, subscribers. Boy, you doing it big, Miss Ron. You are doing it huge. I don't even know. I'm honest with you. I don't even. I think 200 is something. Um, subscribers. I just stopped. I, you know, in the beginning when I first started this, I would be looking at YouTube sends me emails about statistics and all of this stuff, and then I just flushed it down the toilet and said, when I realized what it was really about, right? Why I'm here, why I'm doing this. If I help one person, I'm doing good. One person. If I help one person, I'm doing good. And if I put that first, yeah, it's all his timing. If I, not if, when I put him first, the rest will follow. And the rest being his intentions for me will follow. I don't have to do nothing extra special, whiz bangs and confetti and I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Some of the stuff that I'm just honest with y'all, right? Some of the stuff that some of these channels I have to do, I don't, maybe I'm in a different mindset, so I don't understand. Well, you know what? No, I just got a little clarity. I understand. I understand why they have to jump through those hoops. Foundation. They don't have a solid foundation. See? So when you don't have a solid foundation, you got to keep, you know, building this and doing this and building this and doing that and doing that because nothing is stable. None of the platforms that they have put up are stable. So you got to keep doing this and doing it and change this and change that and up this and down that and because none of it is designed to last. I tell you, it's amazing how you ask a question or you're talking and then all of a sudden, once again, ding, 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 in your head, it all makes sense. Priorities. Their priorities are in the wrong place. How about that one? Priorities. Priorities. So Miss Rhonda, you keep um put him first. Keep putting him first and allow him to bless you the way he needs to bless you and the way he needs to move you. And I'm telling you, Miss Rhonda, you won't have to do nothing special. You won't have to do anything with no whiz bangs and all this kind of stuff. He will open your platform for you. But it has to be, him first. It has to be him first. It just has to be. Man, we already at. Hey, you know what? When y'all tell me when I'm watching some of y'all live streams and it's at an hour and you're like, man, the time is flew. Now I see, because I don't do this a lot, right? So now I see, I mean, we're at 59 minutes, 45 seconds, it's still ticking, right? But now I see how fast um, the time flies. Now I see how fast the time flies. 1 hour into this thing, yeah, Miss Rhonda, I'm telling you, if you keep him first and ask him to guide you, and if you have, he already knows your idea, right? But if you take your idea, confirm your idea of whatever it is you're thinking about doing with him, and if he gives you the green light to do it, then great. If he doesn't give you the green light, then don't do it. Don't do it because it's not right for you. It's not, whatever it is, just don't do it. A lot of people go out of their way or go out of his direction doing something, under their own, power, thinking that, oh, this is going to be great. And then, you know, But when you put him first, you will surpass a lot of people. They may have the quick numbers, quick numbers in a short time, but you'll have the big numbers in the long run, right? Think about it like this. And I think I said this before somewhere. I just don't remember where. No one in the history of marathons has been able to start a marathon off at a full sprint and finish. Think about that. Right? Who do you know of in the history of running has ever started a marathon off at a full sprint and finished the marathon? Nobody. Because it is physically impossible. The person that paces themselves the best throughout the marathon, right, is the one that finishes the strongest. Is the one that finishes the strongest. Not one soul. You're absolutely right. So hey, listen, this YouTube thing, right? Let's just use the YouTube platform, right? It's the same way. If you load everything into the first, let's just say 6 months. Let's give it an even number. If you do everything, I mean, whiz bangs, all of that stuff within the first 6 months, what's left? Absolutely nothing. And then what happens is you're going to have to change your channel content to a different platform. Maybe go from RVing to fishing to to something. You're gonna have to change your entire platform. And then people are gonna be like, wait a minute, I thought you were an RV channel. Now you're this channel, right? Because you're chasing, you're chasing your tail. So pray and ask him to help you lay out your channel for longevity. Longevity. Because the rest of them, they're gonna start falling off. Mark my words, one by one, because it's everybody's doing the same thing and all of this stuff. And I mean, pretty soon you're gonna have someone have to give away a doggone car. That's where some of it's at. So don't get, do what you gotta do. Don't get caught up in all the whiz bangs. Set yourself up, for longevity. Yeah, see, you saw it with yourself at first, right? But now, hey, so it's been revealed to you. And now that it's been the truth, let's just say, right, has been revealed to you, you're responsible for that. You're responsible for it. So where do you go from here? Right? Because I know for me in this walk, right, in what I'm doing, there are a lot of people that are going to fall by the wayside. People who you may have thought were friends of yours, people who you thought, may have, you know, been there to help you or to, for you to have some sort of relationship with, right? And then all of a sudden one day they're not there, or they become an enemy. And it's going to happen. Excuse me. And it's going to happen. Not everyone that comes in our lives is meant to be there for a lifetime. I know some people, they want to have people around them and they want to have and and be surrounded and do all this stuff. But I'm telling you, when you open up to the number one friend that you could possibly have. And you see what I'm pointing, right? The number one friend you could possibly have. Think about it, right? How amazing it is. Someone who will never turn their back on you, someone who never will judge you, someone who always has, truly, always has your best interest in mind. Yo, Randy, what's up, Blaine? Thank you for hanging out, man. Thank you. Hey, listen, I just had free time and I just said, hey, it's another blessed Sabbath day, right? Because Saturday was a true Sabbath day before it was changed many, many years ago to Sunday out of convenience, right? Once we know the truth, we're responsible for the truth. But, you know, people are blessed with jobs. And so all I ask is, hey, whatever your Sabbath day can be, please, it's very important to take a day of rest from the world. Mentally, oh, let me start off spiritually, mentally, physically. It's very important to take a day off from the world. Whatever day you can do that, please, I encourage you to do it. Otherwise, it's almost like you'll be consumed because your mind will never be able to stop. Your mind will never be able to stop. Yeah, Ray, Blaine, I'm trying to tell you, man. Hey, this this has been, and I tell Amy this, and when her and I talk, Miss Amy, this has been such an amazing journey. My eyes have been my eyes and my ears have been opened up to so much. Like Miss Amy said there, her channel is guided by God and she's just along for the ride. Yes, because now, you know, he's first. And when the kingdom of heaven is first, it just flows. It just flows. And it don't take much work. It takes a lot of listening to him and paying attention and understanding that what you think in your mind is the way to do something is not the way that he's thinking, you know? And me and Miss Amy talk about this all the time. It's like, oh, well, I'm going to do this. No, you need to do it this way. Right? It's like, what? Wait a minute. No, 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 no. That's not how I need to do it. You need to do it. No, no. That's your plan. But here's how we going to do this. Right? And I'm telling you, man, it is just like that. Yeah, like, let's just take you, Blake, for instance, right? You are a blessing for those who have always been interested in, getting doing some traveling, right? But they were felt that they couldn't trust um, a travel planner, travel advisor, whatever the title is. I don't know. They got 10 different titles now, right? So here you come, and you're like, hey, this is what we do. This is why we do it. Hey, and we want to help. And then, here's the careful part, right? Because a lot of people say they want to help, and they ain't really helping. So when you find someone who is genuine and true and wants to help, that is where the blessing lies because we know we can't trust everybody. We can't trust everybody. Everybody who says they love you, they're here for you, they're your friend, not true. It is not true. And when you put him first, he is going to weed those people out and expose them to what they really are. Expose them to you for what they really are. Correction. Correction. So thank you, Blaine, for what you're doing and for helping people to say, hey, listen, you can do this. It's not going to empty your savings out, because people are, going to work every day, working hard, and then with this mess, incomes are affected and things like that. You know, and it's crazy. Let me get back to something. The RV shortage and how he showed me something, right? It's almost like the same concept with toilet paper when this mess started. Everybody went out and bought up all the toilet paper, right? Folks, let me tell you, I have the opportunity to pass by a lot of storage lots. Let's think about this for a minute, okay? RV manufacturers are making RVs somewhere to the number of 360 days or 62 days, something like that out of the year. They take off for the man-made holidays and all of that business, right? So that means that every year, all year, production never stops. So where are all of those RVs, right? A lot of them are sitting in these storage lots all across the country, loaded. The bottleneck is this. There's not enough transporters out here to get all of these RVs to the dealerships. Right? It's just not. If they're hauling them one by one, sometimes they can put three of them on three small ones on a gooseneck trailer, right? And haul them like that. But most of the time, these 20 foot, 25-foot travel trailers and 40-foot fifth wheels and all of this stuff, they can only be hauled one at a time, right? So that's why I did not buy into there's a shortage of RVs in the country, because soon as you put the word shortage in something, right? This is economics, right? You put the word shortage in something, instantly the value of that item to society shoots up. So a regular RV that you do not use the word shortage in could be 25,000, right? You haggle down a little bit from MSRP. You put the word shortage in, and immediately the dealership is asking MSRP because someone is going to just die if they don't have that one RV. It's taking advantage of it. And when you get caught up in the world, right, because that's what's happening right now with a lot of the world, right? They're flying off. As soon as they see it online or they check in the website every 15 minutes, as soon as something pops up, they click and buy now. Right? Folks, it's the bait and switch. Because soon as you pull that RV off the lot, that $35,000 RV is now only worth $25,000, which you should have paid for it anyway. The dealerships are starting to be flooded with used RVs. The people that went out and bought them, right when this mess started, and they're realizing they're sitting there and they're a yard ornament, brand new, maybe used once or twice. They're making a payment on it and realizing, they went out and tried it. We don't really like camping. We like hanging around the house. And then putting it back on the lot for sale, used use it and trying to get top dollar for it because they got screwed and paid top dollar. Know what it's worth. Don't let someone convince you of a shortage or a high dollar item. Oh, it's got all these bells and whistles. Talk to your insurance company, talk to your bank, and look at what they value that unit at. And that's how you can balance the cost, right? Because if you buy an RV for 30,000 and your insurance company only says it's worth 24, right? Something happens, unless you got one of those, what do they call it? When you buy something and you got to get a add on to your insurance to cover the difference. I forget what they call it. Somebody, if you remember what it is, you could put it in there. But folks, I'm telling you, he exposes these things to me, not only with my eyes, right? But here. Don't buy into that mess. I'm telling you, everything that I've asked for, I waited for him to put it in my lap. I wanted a zero turn mower for years, and I researched, the heck out of everything, right? Years. Just wasn't the right time, right? Just patient. Then he dropped my Gravely in my lap. I mean, I got a huge savings off of that. It was a demo unit, and it only had like an hour on it, something like that, right? But they needed to move it off the showroom floor. And I just happened to click like Craigslist or something. It was a dealership, a Gravely dealer that had posted it because it was sitting there and they, needed to move it. I called them. We agreed on the price. I hooked up my enclosed trailer, went there, and bought it home. And they got all the extra. They gave me a bunch of extra stuff too for buying it, whatever. Right? I booked. I asked for a boat. I was simple. I asked for a boat with a bathroom in it so my wife can use the bathroom. He gave me a boat, right? Heavily discounted. The owner just was like, hey, listen, it's sitting. I'm not really into boating no more. And the owner bought the boat since brand new. One over. He dropped the boat right in my lap. Because I listened to him, I exercised patience, and I waited on him to provide it for me. And that is very important. Don't be in such a rush, folks. Don't be in such a rush. Take your time. Ask him. Seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh and all of his righteousness, and all of these things will be added unto you. All of them. Well, what things, Blake? All of them. Whatever is laid out for you, you're entitled to everything that the kingdom of heaven has to offer. I don't care what it is. Socks, shoes, car, house, boat, camper, land, trees, whatever. Whatever. When you put him first, he'll do it for you. Each and every time. Zero error. Zero mistakes. None of them. So thank you. Yep. And Blaine typed it in there. When the kingdom is first, all other things are added. And it's easy. Listen, Miss Amy, living proof, right? You got people, that are doing this. What do they call it? Selling everything in full time, right? Selling everything in full time. Hey, full time takes some blessings. I'm trying to tell you, you're out there. I'm out here on the road every day, and now you're deciding to sell everything, sticks and bricks, or whatever you want to call it, right? And you're gonna live on the road full time. The road can be a harsh place. It can be very harsh because RVing full time, right? You're still dependent on society to provide you with some things. They need to provide you a campground, some hookups. You still got to go and get supplies for your RV and at your campground. So you're still dependent on services of mankind. You get a flat, you got to get tire service, all of these things. And that could be a dangerous, lonely place. Truck breaks down, $1,000 to fix it, easy. Plus the tow bill, plus the tow bill. And so, just I ask you, hey, before you step out on the limb, pray over it first and see where he leads you, because the world is getting worse. These kind of sicknesses and all this stuff are going to become more frequent. And when you're out here on this road and everyone shuts their doors, right? Where are you going to be left? Where are you going to be left? Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. Those of you that are still here, I'm showing 7. But let me know in the chat, what do you guys think about you know, what's your contingency plan if you're full time and then something happens? What will we do? For me, I'm like in my homestead, always have a place to return to, at least have some land and a place to return to. But we're not doing any kind of full time. So let me know what you guys think. I like to know your opinions. And thank you. I'm showing 7 still in here. Thank you. Thank everyone for coming in. Thank everyone. Thank you for staying. Because I know this kind of stuff can sort of drag on, and we already had an hour and 23 minutes, and I don't want to stay and just sometimes some of these live streams people hold them and then it's just dragging on. I don't want to do that. You know, it was a great platform. I enjoyed everyone coming. And everything has a time to just be like, okay, have a blessed day. You know, and go about it. But I really would like to know what you guys think. So just let me know. All right, let's see. Miss Amy, you want to be off grid full time, not on the road? I did ask that earlier on my like for that. I have to be smart about. I did all that early on in my life, even that I have to be smart about what I should. Yeah. Hey, I'm trying. You know, and you have, by the way, Miss Amy, you have beautiful property out there. You know, peace and serenity is very important in life. Having some peace and serenity, what I do. Yeah, even that you have to be smart. Yeah, because we can get ahead of our we, can, we, can get ahead of him. trying to do something. And when it's a failure, we don't understand why it was a failure, you know? So you have to, let him lead you so that it's methodical, but it's his layout, not our own. It's his layout, not our own. That's very important. Thank you, RB, for 4. Thank you for joining. Yeah, we almost at an hour and 26 minutes. So yeah, I'm gonna end this, and because I hate live streams dragging on, but it's Millie. Millie, wait a minute. Millie, you're supposed to be recovering. Millie, I'm doing great, Miss Millie. How about you? Since you're the one that had surgery yesterday. Oh, Miss Millie, I tell you, you are something else. You know, I prayed for your surgery, your procedure and stuff, that it would all go well. I spoke to James. He did tell me that everything went well, and that you are at your. Okay, you'll be on at 2. Okay, yeah, yeah. Gotcha, Miss Amy. I'll be there with bells on. And James told me you're on. I just have to see what you're up to. Hey, we just hanging out. Hey, it's Happy Sabbath Day, right? We've been on here, man, almost an hour, 30 minutes. I'm like, the time just flies. You get to talking and people are commenting and it just flies. But I'm glad, Miss Millie. I'm thankful that the Father blessed you with another uh, safe procedure and that He has, carried you through, this entire part of your lives. Um, and I know you're at your mom's, right? You're hanging out with mom. Yeah, fresh content, right? Yeah, right. Hey, I don't do this too often because I don't personally have enough content, or you know, I don't have that. It's not right now for me to do a live every day. I don't just come on. I do something when he gives it to me. Because I think outside of that, I'm just creating a bunch of mess, and I don't want to be one of those people that just creates a bunch of mess just for the sake of hitting the go live button and then there's it's sort of empty. So I rather wait, like, and just sit and say he gives me something. Then I say, okay, well I've got time today. I'm hanging out. Now I can do something, and that it helps someone. It be effective to inspire someone, help them, get them through the day or whatever it is that might have been bothering them, but they needed some clarification on. Give it to them, right? And then they can go and carry that through, and hopefully, they understand it and they work on their relationship with the one who died on the cross with them, and uh, and that will, carry them on, and they can grow. Because with me, I don't, it's not about church. It's not about protocols. It's not about following what your family did or whatever. It's about a relationship with the one who died on the cross for you and what the kingdom of heaven has for you. And when you, like we said earlier, when you put them first, everything else follows because they don't make mistakes. Not a one. They are errorless. Errorless. And you'll have a lot of the world thinking that they're supposed to be something else, or I don't know. It's so much mess. I can't even entertain it. But it's mess. And I refuse to entertain mess. But when you know what you are in the Father, it's a game changer for everyone. for you and for those that are involved with you. It's a game changer, good or bad. Found my own content, a breath of fresh air, and a real life. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad I'm like no other, right? Because all of us are set apart. Each and every last one of us are meant to be set apart. We screw that up, wanting to be part of a crowd. We want to follow the crowd, right? We want to be a part of a circle. Some people use the word, community, but not every community is a good or healthy community. Blake just says what it is. Not everything that you want to be a member of is good for you. And so you have to be careful. You have to be very careful. You have to be guarded. Guard yourself. Because every day evil comes to, steal, kill, and destroy. Remember that. Every day. That's every day. That ain't, they don't take off on the weekends. Evil comes to strip you of what is entitled to you. Of what is entitled to you. But seek ye first. And you'll be all right. But I'm glad. I'm glad, Miss Millie, that you are doing good. I told James yesterday, I was like, oh, she's at mom's. She's at mom's and her and mom gonna do more mukbangs. I'm spot. I'm spot on here, Miss Amy. I'm just saying, hey, listen, right? It gets me in trouble sometimes, but I say what other people won't say sometimes, right? But the truth is the truth, and a lie is a lie. People try to, say, well, that's half truth. What is this? It's either true or it's a lie. It ain't half and half. You can't do that, right? You're on the fence when you do that. You're on the fence. You want to be sort of good sometimes, but then evil the other times. No, you either going to be good or evil. Take your pick. This just came to me. Hey, you can't serve two masters. You either serve in heaven or you serve in hell. One of the two. But you can't serve half of heaven and half of hell. It don't work like that. You can only serve one master, and you have to decide who your master is. If you want Millie's mom, I'm telling you. Hey, Mama Weekend RV, and I'm telling you, she be in there cooking it up, making sushi rolls, all kinds of things, hanging out. Yeah, but you can't serve two masters. You cannot serve two masters. And all of us have to make a decision on who we're going to serve. So a lot of people run out of time, right? We all have an expiration date. A lot of people run out of time before having the opportunity to turn their lives around. And if they didn't get a chance to turn their life around, right, there's a good probability that they didn't make it into heaven or not going to make it into heaven. Oh, she's cooking? I know she's cooking with you there. Ah, mama's got to take care of her baby. Yeah. But I just got to say it. Some of these, we just talk about this platform, YouTube, right? Some of these YouTube groups is how I word it. It's a facade. It's a facade. Smoke and mirrors. We're great. Everything is great. When the reality is, everything isn't great. Everything isn't great. Behind the curtains, on camera, everything is The best thing since sliced bread. Off camera, things aren't great, right? They need some help. They need some guidance. How some of them may see this video. So here's my question to you, to them. How long are you going to suffer? How long are you willing to suffer? For the sake of what? Saving face? How long are you willing to suffer? What are you saving face about? If you're miserable, you're not happy, whatever, but you put on a smile for the cameras, for YouTube, you're not going to find happiness until you stop. Stop doing what you're doing. Stop the facade. You're never going to find happiness until you go to Him. All the whiz bangs and hoopla in the world ain't going to fix it. Not going to fix it one bit. Yeah, you can't wait for your, yeah, it's a free, Millie, and you and I have talked about this, you and Jane, you have to, and I tell anyone this, you have to take time, especially, anyway, no, let me not say it. You have to take time for yourselves. You have to get away from the corporate world or work world or whatever you want to call it. You have to turn off that switch because your life, your health, your marriage, your whatever, that stuff is very valuable. And corporate does not care. Your average corporate, let me correct myself, right? Does not care about what's going on in your house, your marriage, your whatever, your land, your truck, your car. They don't care. All they care about is profits, stats, numbers. Meantime, corporate, they taking nice vacations, right? But they want you in that wherever every day religiously. If you're gonna take vacation, they need notice, a couple weeks notice, and all this kind of stuff. If you run like that, it will ruin your life because you're doing everything for everyone else and nothing for yourself. And you got to take time for yourselves. You got to turn off that phone and take a vacation and do whatever. Really, hey, if you want to take plan a vacation, talk to Blaine there, really creative travels, right? He'll help lay out a vacation for you if you don't want to take your RV, if you guys want to fly somewhere or do whatever. Hey, they're a blessing. They are truly a blessing, to do it. And it's very important. It's very important that you take time, especially Miss Millie, especially going through what you've been through. You have to take time. You have to take time to heal. You can't hop up from this stuff and just go back to work and all that stuff because let me tell you, and you get wrapped up in that. It's a vicious cycle, work home, work home, work home, work home, work home, and things go fall by the wayside, and you begin to suffer. So let's see, 10 years at work, and then we put all your money for a big house, and so that when we got sick, they're not even break even. Yeah, right. But think about how many yeah, think about how many people in this world do that same thing. They want the big house, they want the this and the that, and then in the end, what did it really mean? Nothing. They get the big house, then within a couple of years they downsize and And that whole big house was a lot of upkeep, right? Because that was the American dream. This American dream we talk about. The big house, the white picket fence, you know, and we get wrapped up in these American dreams, these facades. When at the end, like you guys now, what realize that none of that was important. What's important is you and James together as a family, no matter where you are. House, now your RV, you know, and you can pack up the RV, drive over here, enjoy life, you know, and then go over here and enjoy life and go visit over here and enjoy life, you know. But keep a spot to always return to. Always have a place to return to. That's very important. It's super important. Yeah, the American dream. Yeah, we get caught up in it, man. We get caught up in having all this stuff, thinking that it's like what did they call it? Like a social status. Get caught up in having a social status, and um, it just means nothing when it's all said and done. You can live in a square and be more happy than if you had a big circle. You know, your responsibility is less, your cost of upkeep is less. There's less headache, less to break. You just have your little piece of serenity. Have your little piece of serenity, and that's what's important. That is truly what is important. You know? So, is there anything else anyone would like to talk about here? I see. I don't know if this number is right. I really don't. It says there's 5 people in here, and I know Miss Amy and Miss Millie are 2. So I don't know who's left in here. But is it anything else that I need to touch on? Hey, give me something somebody else want to talk about. I'll talk about it. Right? Ain't nothing but a thing. You know, I break the golden rule, man. I talk about whatever. Because what? No matter what you say, it's gonna offend someone somewhere. You can listen to me all day and say, "Hey, right? Thank you. At least I know I'm doing good for somebody. Good night." You know what I'm saying? At least I know I'm doing good for somebody. I'm trying to tell you, man. You know, yeah, I could talk about anything because I don't have any of the concerns that I'm gonna offend someone really, because I know no matter what, somewhere someone's gonna be offended, right? But in walking in my faith with the kingdom of heaven, they have laid out what is right and what is wrong. And if you agree with wrong, you are just as wrong, right? I mean, maybe am I thinking? You let me know if I'm thinking wrong. The kingdom of heaven laid out a platform for us, a guide on how we are supposed to conduct ourselves, the things that we're supposed to do in life, how we're supposed to treat each other. All of these things, if you believe in the one who died on the cross for you, right, are laid out for us. If you agree with something that is against what the Father himself said, do not do, Does that make you just as wrong? Oh, thank you, Miss Millie. Hey, I'm glad that you can call me a friend, and I'm glad that you feel that I am truly a friend because that word friend gets tossed around like flapjacks in the wind. Everybody that says or that uses the word friend does not really mean it. What they really mean is you are convenient. We should do a video about that. Are you a friend or are you convenient? That just came to me. Oh, Sue and Sam, you're enjoying my answer. Thank you. Sue and Sam, I don't did I miss you? Did you announce that you were here or you just snuck in? You one of those you snuck in, just hanging out, paying attention. But thank you for coming to hang out with me. I truly and genuinely appreciate it. Right? Even if you do not agree, sit by and do nothing, you're just as wrong. Right, Miss Amy. Now, but that's my way of thinking, right? That's how I see it. But I like to ask, hey, am I off kilter here? Am I because people are afraid to say the things that I say because they don't want to offend someone because they whatever for whatever reason, whether it's this platform, they don't want to lose subscribers, so they tiptoe around the truth just so that they don't lose subscribers, right? Because they don't have faith in him. They have faith in themselves, and they're going to do what they need to do to keep the numbers up. How we don't have very many quality friends. Yeah, hey, quality of friends is always a small number. It's always a small number. It's always a small number. Quality of someone that you can call a friend is a small number. How many people you know that say they got 10 quality, true friends? I don't think I've met not a one in my life. True quality friends, right? You can usually count on one hand. You're lucky if you got, somewhere in here, right? Somewhere in here. But because a lot of times it's more quantity over quality. Quantity over quality. People would rather be surrounded by a bunch because they feel that there's safety in numbers, right? Than be close to one or two. Is it backwards thinking? Yes. Does it make sense in their mind? Yes, it does. But is it longevity? Absolutely not. Not one bit of it. Yeah, he runs the show, and you know, Amy is a Miss Amy is a perfect example of when you know, and I use her because people need examples. Like she'll use me an example, I'll use her an example, I'll use Miss Mila an example, because all of us are intertwined, right? For a reason. All of us are living proof and examples of his love, his grace, and his mercy. Three different lives, three different ways of doing things, but one common denominator: the kingdom of heaven. We finally said, okay, I'll do it your way. That's it. People ask me all the time, oh, well, how did you come about your faith? And how did you this? And how did you that? And, they got 20 questions. 20 questions, I got one answer. I finally said, okay, I'll do it your way. Some people get it, some people don't get it, you know, because they're like, well, how can it be that easy? Is it that easy? Yeah, it's just that easy. I finally moved out of my own way and said, got it, okay, I'll do it your way. And when I did that, the ball game changed. It is a win-win every time. You know how people say, oh, you win some, you lose some? Not with the kingdom of heaven. It is a win-win every time. You may not see the win for years, years. And people don't, typically think like that. They live in the right now, and if it ain't right now, then it's forgotten or whatever the case may be. Sometimes that win-win comes years later, weeks, months, years later. But if you made the right decision, and you know you made the right decision, you did the right thing, you just keep moving forward, and he's going to show you. He's going to reveal it to you. You missed the stop going, but to you, funny, I've been thinking on an RV and wasn't sure if I should go that route. Hey, Miss Sue and Sam, hey, listen, you got questions, I got answers. I've been blessed with insight, tools that I am supposed to release, right? People get, I don't know what it is. I know what it is, but let me just say, people get key information and they hog it for themselves like it's top secret, right? Because they don't want to expose the industry or whatever it may be, whatever it may be, right? Is that how the Father wants us to be? If He blesses you with something or some knowledge, you are supposed to pass that on to His other children so that they cannot be taken advantage of. And if you don't, you are just as guilty as the person that's taking advantage of it because you held it for yourself. And you got to be careful when you do that because sometimes, right, He'll reprimand you for that and you'll end up with nothing because you weren't obedient. You weren't obedient. But yeah, I fought it for so long and I finally gave up doing things. That's it. Yeah, right? Hey, Miss Amy, that's when you saw the confetti go off, right? You know, the spinners and the strobe lights started dancing. Heaven started celebrating because they reached another one at a time, one at a time. You know, so uh, Sue and Sam. So tell me what it is, so that I know it here, right? As far as you thinking about, getting an RV, what was your plan? Let's start there so that we can help you. But yeah, Miss Amy, I'm telling you, man, I just found this. All right, okay, I'll do it, right? It's almost that kind of conversation, you know. I'm telling you, whether I'm in the boat, in this truck, in our truck at home, right? These conversations go on all the time, all the time in here, right? Sometimes people think you're talking to yourself because they can't physically see someone else, right? Or you don't have this headset on or Bluetooth in your ear, whatever it is, and people would think that you're talking to yourself, but you know you're not talking to yourself, but they'll think you're crazy. Who are they talking to? Walking down the street talking or driving and talking. They ain't got no Bluetooth on, but I'm trying to tell you, What's going on? Be ready. Thank you for visiting. Thank you for coming to hang out with us for a little bit. I appreciate it. Just decided to do a little live stream here. Just decided to talk about some things. Have a happy Sabbath day. Take a little time for anyone to come in and want to hang out. Talk about things that others won't talk about, right? What can I say? I'm willing to get in trouble with the world, knowing that it pleases the kingdom of heaven. How about that? Did I say that right? Yeah, I said that right. Because I'm telling it's all in here, right? I'm willing to get in trouble with the world for the kingdom of heaven. Because the ways of the world are wicked, right? And the world wants you to, no, don't say nothing. Just let it go. It don't fix it. It just allows it allows the stupidity and the foolishness to continue on. Just like he gave me something. Because people, you'll hear people say things like, don't judge me, God loves me, or they won't even say that, whatever they're doing in life, they'll say, well, no matter what, God still loves me. But see, that's only a part of it. They're not saying the whole thing, right? It's like someone who's trying to take advantage of you. They don't give you the whole scripture, right? They just give you a little piece, a little slither, right? And then quickly move on to something else. But listen, let me tell you what he gave you. Because I asked him, I said, why do people think that just because you love them, that entitles them to do whatever and be whatever, and you're okay with it? I asked him this question. I asked Yeshua this question. Why is it? Why do people think that everything is just okay? Here's what he told me. Do not mistake my love for you as my acceptance of your foolishness. Say what? That's what I said. Going down the road, do not accept my love for you as my acceptance of your foolishness. That quick, he came back to me with that. What does that mean? I gave you the do's and the don'ts. If you're doing the don'ts, don't think I'm okay with the don'ts. Because I said, don't do it. If I said don't do it, why do you think I'm okay with you doing it? Right? There's consequences for your actions. He's not okay with everything. He ain't make no mistakes. Our weakness is our flesh. The desires of the flesh are one of the biggest weaknesses in the world. People are doing a whole lot of wrong, a whole lot of evil, a whole lot of whatever, thinking that because God loves them, that they're going to get a pass or a thumbs up. And if they don't right their wrong, change, ask for forgiveness, they're not going to make it into the kingdom of heaven. That's just facts. That's just facts. It ain't. But others will tell you, oh well, just pray. You can't keep repetitively doing the wrong thing, asking for forgiveness every day. If you ask for forgiveness, you gotta not do that. Once you ask for forgiveness, not do that. Do I have a demonetization or affiliation with the body of believers? No, I don't have an affiliation or anything like that. I just be ready. What when I'm sitting talking to the Father, somebody gives me I have a lot of conversations. Every once in a while, they'll give me something to share. So I share it, and then that's it. I don't. For me, I don't have like a everyday content. I don't have followers or anything like that. I mean, if someone likes, what I'm saying on my channel, or it helps them to get closer in their relationship, um, then that's what it's about. It's not about me. It's not about me. I'm never gonna make it about me. I'm just the vessel and spitting out, you know, what comes to me, sharing what comes to me, and being a living testimony to how I got pulled and saved from my own mess, And I tell anybody my story. Anyone asks my story, I will tell them. I don't hide nothing. I don't cover nothing. I don't, I don't tiptoe. I just tell my story because there's someone else out there, out here, that is either going through something similar or the same, or whatever the case may be, and they may need just a little bit of inspiration to show them that yes, he's real, and yes, you can make it if you are willing to change. Right? It all starts with change. You have to be fed up with nonsense, lies, deceit, whatever falls under that umbrella. And and um and when you decide that you fed up and you want a different life instead of all of these ugly struggles, he will do it. When you go to him and you're genuine, people miss that part too. Genuine, being genuine, because he knows whether you're full of hot air or not, right? You're full of hot air, but hold on, I gotta scroll because I don't want to miss something. Mr. Okay, Battles. Oh yeah, I fought it for so long and finally gave up on doing things your way. God said it's about time. Yeah, we talked about that. And now be ready. Okay, Miss Amy, you know that God has your back. There is no getting in trouble. Really, it is truths that others do not want to hear that gets them in trouble. Yes, yes, Miss Amy, it is the truth. It is, you know, because the truth exposes so much, and that's why you get that saying. People can't handle. You can't handle the truth. A lot of people can't. They can't handle the truth. If you try to tell them the truth, they're going to tell you that that is your truth, not their truth. Right? I've heard that one before. But that's your truth. That's not my truth. Okay? And that's when I ask them, hey, do you believe in the one that died on the cross for you? Well, of course. Okay. So let's see what his truth is. Let's see what he says about it. And let's see if what I said is what he said, so that I know I'm in line with what he said, and then you cannot deny what his truth is. Right? Okay. If you tell me my truth isn't your truth, but you believe in the one that died on the cross for you, then let's go to his truth and see what he said, what he says about it. Does it all line up? If it does, then you got no excuse. Right? More of a bug out for what's going to come soon from the evil Lord is coming soon. Yeah. Yeah. Sue and Sam, yes. We do not know the day nor the hour, none of that. But we know he's coming. Right? No one will be able to hide from it. Here's the thing. No one will be able to hide from it. It has to happen. Okay. So when people are, bug out and prepping, and oh man, let me tell you this, the reason why Be Ready you in here. See? Because you're doing prepping, right? Miss Amy is doing prepping. See how these things just start to tie together? So um Sue and Sam, I'm glad that you were directed to be here because there are people in here that are actually doing prepping and they can help you with this, with the prepping side of it, as far as um, you know, food prepping, growing a garden, having a pantry, whatever you're thinking about setting up or doing. There are people in here right now that are doing it, and this is what I try to. This is what I mean about blessings, is that having a platform that he can guide and intertwine us with, right? Heavenly wise, not giveaways and what's the other thing everybody's buying? Black stones and all of that, Amazon, all of that stuff, because none of it is going to matter, right? I pray for a platform that matters for the kingdom of heaven. That's the platform, right? Not wristbands and none of that mess. That mess comes and goes, right? There's no longevity. It comes and it goes. But he and what he lays out for you has longevity. It has longevity, right? So let me get to let me share my be ready to ask for me to share my story. So a long time, man, we're going back to, let me see, I joined the military in 2001, right? Yeah, okay. So let me go back to that point. So up to that point, now mind you, I was one of those that was, right, uh, you know, dressed up in church every Sunday, right? Doing that whole thing, running and gunning Monday through Saturday, and Sunday I was in church, right? That's a lot of the world, right? Running and gunning Monday through Saturday, but Sunday I was dressed and in church, right? And then when church was over, right, back to running and gunning Monday through Saturday. Right? Now I was raised up knowing God, knowing Jesus. My mom made sure that I chose, right, watch this, I chose to be apart from them. They never left me. I chose to be of the world instead of just being in the world like they commanded me to be. And so therefore I suffered. I was chasing women. I was in and out of bars and clubs, drinking, doing all the things of the world that um, got me in trouble. That got me in trouble. Okay, dating women, sleeping around, and all that, taking advantage of people. That's a big one, right? Taking advantage of people. Um, you know, always had a job. Mediocre jobs, whatever. I always got up and went to work every day. That's always been a foundation for me. But I was living my life. I was living a life of sin in all its entirety. Lies, cheating, doing all that stuff, right? Ended up being with a woman that had a couple children. We dated for a while. We were shacking up. I'm telling you, I ran the gamut, man. Everything that I talk about now is what I did. And even though my spirit said it was wrong, I still did it anyway because I was living in my flesh and being of the world and not in the world, right? So when I did that, things got my life was just hectic. No matter how much money I made, no matter what I did, it was never enough. It's never enough. So then I turned around and my mom kept. I would always talk to her on the phone, right? And she would just be on the phone crying because I was suffering so much, but I couldn't get out of my own way. I couldn't get out of my own way, and she, no matter how bad things were for me, because I was out of the house, I was shacking up, I was doing all of that business, right? She always said, "Ooh, baby, I'm just praying every day." I knew she stayed on her knees a lot of her life, right? Praying for me to be rescued, right, from the grasp of sin and evil. One day, I woke up and I said I had had enough. Just one day. And I said, Father, I need an exit out of this situation. The woman I was shacking up with the kids and all of that stuff. And I was, at the time, I was 24, 24, 25 years old, somewhere there, right? I said, I need a way out of here, period. This was the start of the man you see today. He said to me, because I lived up the street and around the corner from a recruiting station. He said, go to the recruiting station, walk in there just as you are. Tell them you want to do this job, you want to leave on this date, and do not look back. Key part, do not look back. I said, okay, I walked the mile or whatever. I mean, it was a long road. I walked there, walked in there, said, hey, I want to join the military. I want to do this job, and I want to go to basic training on this day, right? Oh, well, you got to take the ASVAB so we can see, so that we can see what kind of job you'll be fit for the military. He had already told me he laid out the job for me, so I wasn't worried about it, right? Took the ASVAB test, the military aptitude test. They said, hey man, you can have any job you want. That's how high I scored on this military test, entrance exam. And I said, I already knew that. I told you that, right? But I want to do this job and I want to leave for basic training on this day. All right, man, not a problem. So they took me to go do the physical, passed the physical, did all that stuff, got my basic entry date. Went back to the house. She got home that day. I said, hey, just want to let you know about it. What do you mean you joined the military? This ain't working, man. This is struggling. This is ridiculous, right? This is not how life ain't supposed to be this hard. She didn't believe me. I said, okay, man, I'm just telling you. This is what I did. I packed up the little bit of stuff I had when it came time for me to go into basic training. The recruiter came to the house, picked me up. I threw my bag in his car, went to basic training. Her and I kept in contact through basic training. Um, and meanwhile, remember, he told me don't look back. But I still talked to her because I was concerned for those children. Um, went to basic training, AIT, not the basic training. I left. My mom picked me up for basic training and drove me to Virginia for AIT, aviation AIT. Um, got through AIT, went to by that time I had been lying with the communication with us, between us was really good. Done. Got to AIT in Virginia, went through AIT, got my first duty station, Fort Drum, got up there, got stupid again, right? Because now I'm a soldier, everybody loves the soldiers, right? Got stupid again, but I met my wife, right? Even when I got stupid again, he still kept me, right? Even when I got stupid again, I met my wife. We were dating at the time. I was, talking with, because I'm a soldier, right? Talking with, hanging out with other women. And here's the game changer. To this day, I remember like yesterday. She said to me, "Hey, listen, I know you're dating me and you're here talking with these other women and doing all this stuff. But let me ask you a question. Why do what you're doing when I can be everything you need me to be if you just communicate?" That was him. That was him, right? He laid this woman out for me, and here it is, I'm being stupid. And he uses her to say, "Hey, dum dum, why are you doing all of this when I'm giving you everything you need in this one woman? You're being stupid," right? Game changer. Game changer. I said, "You know what? Got it, right?" So we continued. I deployed. We weren't married yet. I deployed, right, to Iraq. KROS, Iraq, way up north, right? Had a convoy. That's when we were still convoying. 3 to 4 days convoying, having to get people blown up and all that. And just in the middle of the desert, because I was doubting in my own mind if I should marry her, even though I know that he put her in my life, right? Walking across the desert, I was going from the hangar, no, from the office to the hangar, Porta John, one of those things. He stopped me in my tracks and said this: "This is the woman I have laid out for you. You can listen to me, marry her, and have a wonderful life, or you can be disobedient and suffer great loss. The choice is yours." He said that to me in this ear as I'm walking across the sand, right? The next opportunity I got to use the phone, I called her. I told her when I came home on mentor leave, we would get married. I didn't have to worry about no money, no finance, nothing. Do all the planning. I don't care what you pick. I don't care what you choose. What matters is that I married you. Period. We've been married ever since. And that was 2004. So I tell people, "What's going on, Bobs?" So I tell people, be ready. That listen, I was one of the horrible people out here in the world, living in sin in my flesh, doing wrong, lying, cheating, stealing, taking advantage of you, right? If you smiled at me, if you smiled at me, right, I was trying to take you home. But he turned my life around when I finally surrendered to his will. And because I was obedient and listened and did not allow evil to continue to fill my head full of lies, trying to convince me that no matter what I did, it was okay because God still loved me, right? Changed my world, and that is the man that you see before you today. In and out of war since 2003. Every time we had an aircraft shot out the sky or a vehicle blown up on the road, I was supposed to be in it. And for whatever reason, on that day, when I would go to the mission briefing, I would be pulled off the mission. "Hey, you've been doing a lot. Don't worry about it. Take an extra day. get some rest, relax. Every time, not just one time, two times, every time a mission went wrong, I was supposed to be on that mission. And that is why I tell people of the power of his love, his grace, and his mercy. If you would just get out of your own skin and your own way, if you're living wrong according to the one that died on the cross for us, it is wrong no matter how you slice it. And the wages of sin is death. Period. This ain't just me. This is what he says. This is what he told us. The wages of sin is death. But I have come so that you may have life exceedingly abundantly above all. I'm trying to tell you. So I've not only been through mess, same mess a lot of people are going through or in it, and I came out and I am now this image, this person, this character of who is before you today. Because I just stopped and listened and let him lead. And when I did that, life became so much easier. Now, that's not to say that we're not going to have hard times now, right? We're going to have hard times. But when you know that he is with you, even through those hard times, there is always a reward at the end. Always. But a lot of the world doesn't understand that. They want the reward right now. They don't want to wait a week, a month, a year, 2 years, whatever the case may be. They want it now. And so they get the short reward and the rest crumbles. And then they're still fetching rewards, if that makes sense. If I said that correctly. They're still doing little things to try to keep things afloat. When you build your foundation on him that is indestructible, right? He can never crumble. He will never crumble. It is limitless what you can attain. Limitless. You're welcome, be ready. Hey man, I put it all out there, man. There's a lot of people that are claiming a lot of things, but they ain't saying much. They're not saying much. They're talking about, oh, read this, do that, but they not saying nothing about the raw about them, how bad of a person they might have been before they realized that they had help, right? They don't put that stuff out there. They just, want you to sit and read some scriptures with them. And that's, I'm from the hood, right? I tell people this. I say, listen, I'm from the hood. I'm from where the rubber meets the road. And so that's where I'm driven. I'm driven to meet people at the road, man. At the road, right? No fancy nothing, no nothing. Hey, I'll come out and talk to you, right? In the worst of worst. And that's where some people, that's where it's at. You can't always, pretty things up and I use the word a lot, right? Make this facade that, uh, you know, it's this grand scheme and oh, look at this. And no, it's not all that. I was reading today, one of the hot topics, one of those hot that people are torn across. I mean, they will go at each other's throats, tithing, right? I asked a simple question. Hey, some people are living paycheck to paycheck, right? And they don't have that income to give because remember something, nothing is ours anyway. It all belongs to him. Your money, your clothes, your house, your car, your tent, your RV, your dog, your cat, it don't matter. You may temporarily, physically possess it, but it all belongs to him. Every bit of it. So people get torn about this thing, and I'm saying, well, first off, your money's not yours anyway. And what if, you got these certain, I don't know, churches, whatever you want to call them, right? They're stuck on this thing, and now you join, and they you got to provide a W-2. Let me get this right. I want to come. I'm seeking some religious guidance, and I have to show you a W-2 so that you can tell me how much I have to donate or give to your organization, or else we're going to have a conversation. Or I'm going to have a conversation with you on why I'm not giving you this set amount. Right? Do we really think that that represents the kingdom of heaven? No, that's greed. Because why? He tells us, hey, come to me as you are. People are poor, people are hungry, people are medium, people are well off, but the word is free. If you don't have money, if you can't financially, right, give from your heart, okay. You can give from your heart with time. You can give from your heart, you want to bake a pie, right? All of these things he takes glory in. But greed has taken a hold of a lot of people. And they are starting to demand certain things and use his name. Oh, but yeah, I should say they're starting to demand certain things and claim that these things are in his name. How how sick and crazy is that? And they're gonna have to answer for this stuff. Whenever their time comes, their day comes, they're gonna have to answer for this stuff. I'm just trying to tell you, it is a mess. Mankind has taken something that was so wonderful, like with anything else, and they corrupt it for their own personal gain, their own greed, and then try to claim that it's okay. They take the text and manipulate it to make it okay. But like I said before, right? He gave this to me. Text taken out of context is nothing but a con. Think about that. Right? If someone doesn't give you the whole story, they manipulate the part of the story that they want that suits their needs. Text taken out of context is nothing but a con. There's a lot of con artists out here today in a lot of stuff, including the, the RV world, right? I'm trying to tell you. So there's only the best way that we can be prepared for everyday foolishness, because it's coming, right? It's him first. It is him first. Always, every day. From the time your eyeballs open, thank you. Ask him to lay out the day for you, right? I do my word in the mornings because the world will have you get busy in accomplishing what they need you to accomplish. So I do my word first thing in the morning to set the platform for the day. For me, to provide me that guidance that I need. And that is why it is super important. Start your day off with the Father in the kingdom of heaven, and you can't go wrong. Let them lead your way. If not, you're going to be doing a whole bunch of something and you're really doing nothing because it's not going to last. It's not going to last. He has things laid out for us that are meant to pave the way for us from the time we're born to the time he receives us, until our expiration. Every one of us have a story. The decisions we make dictate that story. Put him first, great story. Put him last, rough story. I'm a living example of it, living proof. Living proof that he works. He works. Miracle signs and wonders follow those that believe. Can't beat it, man. Can't beat it. But don't only believe, know it. Know it. And when you do that, endless adventure. Endless adventure. Endless adventure. Man, we had 2.5 hours. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I just got the thing just popped up. Miss Amy's coming on in 30 minutes. I got to get out of here. Leave room for her. Man, oh man. But yeah, that's my story, folks. And that is how I am who you see before you today. Right? I don't pull no punches. If he gives me something to share, I share it, man, because it's important. Because there's someone that is struggling somewhere. In the military, I was the drug person. I was the suicide prevention person. All of these things he put me in to show me that he needed me to be in places at times because there were other children of his that he needed to reach, and that I needed to be a vessel to reach them. Even up to yesterday, I'm telling you. Even to yesterday, I drive up to the doggone place, get out the truck just to check in. The young lady steps out the security booth, doesn't know me from a can of paint, looks at me and says, "Can you pray for me?" I can't make this stuff up. Drivers were in and out of there the whole time before me. Why, when I got up to the thing, did she ask me to pray for her? Because there was something with her spirit that connected with my spirit that said, this guy. And when I started to ask her, wait a minute, that's kind of blank. I need to know what's going on with you. You know, you ain't got to tell me all your business, but just give me a little bit so that I know exactly what is tormenting you, what this affliction is, what is going on with you that you need prayer about. And it was about the job that she was doing. I said, okay, listen, you weren't blessed with this job. He didn't give you the job on Monday for him to, I don't know, if he bless you with the job, he bless you with the job for a reason. But being blessed with the job, evil came into her mind with doubt. Just that fast. Just as fast as she was blessed with that job, evil ran up on her and planted the seed of doubt. And I had to look her straight in the eyes and say, hey, stop this foolishness. He blessed you with the job. Did you put him first? If so, what are you worried about? If he takes you from this job, I don't care if he gave you this job last week, he's going to move you to another job and he's going to bless you there. So what are you worried about? And in that moment, it gave her some clarity. It gave her some clarity because just that fast, that spirit of doubt came upon her. And she just needed someone to stop her and steady her and say, hey, focus. Think about this. If he gave you the job and he's taking the job away from you, something happened and now you don't need to be there. He needs you to move you somewhere else. Easy. I've got a daughter. Got it. Either he's going to sit you here or he's going to sit you somewhere else. Regardless, your life needs to be in order. And you put him first. When you put him first, things fall in order much easier. And you will be okay. But you got to trust him. Obviously, you have a relationship because you asked me the first thing you asked me to do was pray for you. So that in and of itself is a sign that you understand and believe in the one that died on the cross. And I can't make this stuff up, folks. Sometimes I'm floored when it comes at me like that because I'm not prepared for it, right? You can't prepare for it. But it comes at me and I immediately have to stop and see what's going on to understand. And then I get the understanding of, okay, this is the spirit of confusion, right? That's one thing a lot of people don't see, that these things that go on in people's lives, right? Spirit of confusion, a spirit of financial distress, a spirit of alcoholism, a spirit, right? I never say use the spirit, right? A spirit of this, a spirit of that. Because that's what I see. That's what he's exposed to me. Hey, this is this. This is that. This is that. And he, right, the ultimate healer, can fix any of that. He's proven it in the scriptures. Okay, you're healed. Move about. Just that easy. Just that easy. Let me so Sam, I got your comment here. Let me read it. Yes, I too fell away making my own plans and have been brought down and back to him, sold all that I compiled, now trying to make my family and friends. So let's talk about this, Sue and Sam. Is this Sue or Sam or both? And if so, just so that I address you correctly, I like to make sure that I address correctly who I'm speaking with, who I'm talking to. So just let me know. Is it you, Miss Sue, or Sam? Just so that I know. But when you say that you are trying to wake your family members and others, or in saying that, are you trying to, show them, the heavenly way, the light, some people call it, um, you know, because let me tell you, when he, when your light, when his light, Sue, okay, Miss Sue, thank you. Miss Sue, when you when you surrender to him, okay, his light is going to start shining out of you. His presence. What that does is that changes the dynamics of the things around you without you having to do much. Here's why. You're the beacon of light. Evil cannot stay where he is. The two cannot occupy the same space at the same time, right? The Holy Spirit, the power of the kingdom is so powerful. The light is so bright. Evil cannot stay. So you start walking in him, it is inevitably going to affect those around you. Some may put up a fight, right? Because that's that battle between good and evil. Some may put up a fight, some may immediately understand and see the change and the difference, not only in you as a person, but the atmosphere in your home, your car, your workplace, that atmosphere with you will start to change. And that's one thing I had to learn was like, I can't, I'm trying to get people to see, I'm trying to change. No, no, no. When we do our part, individually, when we do our part, it changes those around us. And that's why I say, people don't have to be doing these cartwheels and all that. I call them, knick-knack, brick-backs, flash bangs, all this kind of stuff. You don't have to do that. When you do your part, when I do my part, it changes those around me and the people that I come into contact with, that I need to come into contact with, right? You're not meant to come into contact with everyone, right? We hope that everyone that's not with the Father right now will, reconnect their relationship with Him and be able to make it into the kingdom of heaven. But if I went into it trying to save the world, I wouldn't be focused. But when I said I've got to start with me, I have to get right. And if I get right, I'm going to be that vessel, right? That's going to be moved left, right, like this, right? In ping pong, where I need to be and touch those lives that I was supposed to touch. So in me doing what I'm supposed to do, right? It's going to affect those around you. In your case, your household, right? Your family and others. It's going to affect it. It's going to start with you. And one day at a time, move the way he needs you to move. Let his Holy Spirit guide you in your path. And I'm telling you, you're going to be amazed because people are going to be attracted to his light that is shining from you that you can't see. What's going on, Miss Lee? Thank you for joining in. Thank you for coming to hang out with us for a little bit. His light that you can't see, but their spirit is going to see his light shining from you, and it's going to be attractive. That's the only way I can explain it. Like Miss Amy, I know she's still in here. I think she's still in here. She can see, in it. She sees like, she talks about energy and stuff like that, right? So that's like that energy, that light gets attracted to each other, and as you're walking, that spiritual light that their spirit see will start to attract them, and they'll see this change in you, right? And then they'll see that they see this light, and they're going to become inquisitive. Hey, how is it? How? And it starts with one question. One question. Okay, thank you, Miss Amy. It starts, and make sure you visit Empath Embrace of Life, Miss Amy's channel, right? She is her walk with the kingdom of heaven is important. Be ready today. Um, and his walk is very important. That's why there's a tie, you know, there's an intertwine of things, Like I said, I don't know if you heard it, but you weren't here earlier, that's right, but not everyone is meant to be in our lives forever. Some people are only meant to be in your life for a season. That season could be a week, a month, a year, whatever the case would be. But there's something that you are to gain from them, good or bad. You know, they could they could be a bad person, and you gain some knowledge about a type of person, a situation, whatever from them, and then they're gone. Good or bad, you know. There's something that we stand to gain from anyone that crosses our path, good or bad. And but we have to pay attention. We have to be cognizant of what's going on around us. But I'm telling you, Miss Sue, if you haven't already, sit down and begin to surrender yourself totally to the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And watch what happens when you do that. If you haven't already, you know, because for some people it's scary because they have a hard time trusting or what they don't see. They can't physically touch it. So, there's a lot of hesitation. Well, how do I know this is real? How do I know um, you know, if this is going to work? Even though I'm proof, there's several other people in this chat room right now that are proof that it does work, that he does work, that he's carried them day in and day out. For instance, Miss Lily, all this was a lessons which I could stay. It's okay, but Miss Lily, she lives out of her vehicle, and she's the happiest she's ever been in life. Different people, different walks of life, but hey, it is all here. It is all here. Thank you for coming, Miss Lily. I appreciate it. Thank you for spending the time that you could. I really appreciate it. But I mean, it is amazing what he opens up when we open up to him. I was me and Millie was just talking earlier. They had the big house, the picket fence, and all of that stuff. But now that they're in their fifth wheel, he's pulled her through several surgeries. Um, and she has her own story, and you can check out her channel, and she puts it all out there. And I tell her, even if she could, she would have a camera in there during the surgery to talk to the viewers. You know, she's tough. Um, each of us have a story, and each of us have many blessings that we were blessed with. if we would just share it and show the world that it's right, the world would be a better place, you know, because the world is going downhill fast. More of these diseases and out and all of this stuff, they're going to start happening more and more frequently. And, you know, we only have one thing that could save us, you know, and that's the one who died on the cross for us. He came to show us that it's real, that he's real, that heaven is real, and we need to do the best that we can to return to him, you know, and that's where I put my stock in. My stock ain't in nothing else, man. Everything else is all this stuff is temporary. But we need to do what we're supposed to do for them while we're able to do it. And that's what makes a difference. How about that? Was that a good was that a good reply to your to your to the statement in the chat? Oh man, oh man. Whew. Oh, anything? Anyone else have anything? Any questions or comments or anything? They would like me to talk about or expose. I'm tough. I can handle it, man. I can handle it. 3 years ago, I didn't know why I was becoming a minimalist, but now I know, and now I have a beautiful camp. I have faith. I did that for you because I have faith in him. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Once again, thank you for coming and hanging out, Miss Lily. I appreciate it. You know, hey, he's doing it. He's doing it, and it's proof. It's proof that he's real. Yep, it is proof. But does anyone have anything else? Oh, you're very welcome, Miss Sue. Thank you for hanging out. But we're at 2 hours and 54 minutes, and I'm getting out of here. Uh, Miss Amy, you come on in 5 minutes, right? I'm getting out of here so that I can take a break and listen to you talk. Uh, yeah, Millie, 3 hours. When have you known me to be on this thing for 3 hours? But you know what? It was his will. And because of that, I can't complain about it, man. The time, I'll be honest with you, this is some important stuff to talk about, and the time just flew by. The time just flew by. But I hope that everyone that was here and everyone that is still here, that this helped you, that you got something out of it, and my prayer is that I am always blessed with being able to be a representation of the love, the grace, and the mercy of the kingdom of heaven. That the light, Yeshua's light, will continue to shine from me and be a beacon to others. That you too can be saved. All you have to do is reach your hands out. His hands are always out. He's always reaching for us to return to him. We just have to reach out to him and just tell them, hey, Father, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for being disobedient. Please forgive me. I need to live my life according to your will. And it is a game changer when you do that, folks. When you do that, it is a game changer. So I'm going to close this out with a prayer and then we get out of here. Father, I thank you for this live stream. I thank you for sending those that came to this live stream to hear this message. I pray that this message helps them. I pray that you will continue to bless them and show them your love, your grace, and your mercy, and that you will speak to them and that they will hear you, and that they will see proof of these things in their lives, and that if there is any evil in their lives, that you will immediately expose it to them so that they can identify the ways of the wicked, Father. In your name, Yeshua, I pray this prayer and I say thank you. Amen. All right, folks. Hey, thank you I really appreciate you for spending this time with me in this chat. And I will see you at the next video or future live chat or whatever the case may be. All right. You guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you next time.